I was recently given a pretty interesting challenge. A challenge to come up with some ways that I can honor my mom and dad, honor their memory. And I believe I've come up with two. Now, just kind of a side note, this video is going up on December the 22nd. 2 years ago tomorrow is the anniversary of my father's passing away. And he died before this came out. And it's a regret that I will always live with. The fact that I could never sign this and give it to him with love in my heart and probably tears in my eyes. So I'm going to do the next best thing. Now, I did debut this 2 years ago tonight on my blog. I actually posted the entirety of chapter 1 of this here book on the blog. And I want to read from chapter 1 here tonight. I don't think I'm going to read the entire chapter, but I do want to read a good portion of it. So without further ado, here is from chapter 1 of Written in the Stone. This may be kind of a long video, so just pop some popcorn and get ready. Oh hell, here we go again. I feel something trickling down my leg. It's probably blood, but it feels a little gooier than that. As I open my eyes, everything is upside down. Not a surprise since I'm hanging by my ankles. I crane my neck to see if it is actually blood. Well, what do you know? I'm naked as a jaybird. I'm in some sort of barn or outhouse. The windows are boarded over. I can't see out. The sun's rays try to creep in, but all that does is show off just how dusty and dirty everything is. From what I can see, there's at least an inch of dust on pretty much everything. I can see a box in the corner that looks to be a chicken coop of some kind. No chickens, though. I look to my left and see Amir. He's in the same boat I'm in. Maybe a little worse. I see no obvious signs of life, but it's not like I could reach over and check its pulse. Amir, you still with me, bro? I whispered. No response. Not even a flinch. Probably can't hear me anyway. The sound of my voice was strictly forbidden. The last time they heard me speak, I was beaten by a piece of wood, like a 2x4 or something. Seriously, that shit hurt. I'm tired, I'm thirsty, and Lord only knows when I last had anything to eat. My left wrist hurts like hell, I have a ripping headache, and those are just the good parts. I wish I could say the same about my friend. I'm trying to keep my heart from beating out of my chest. I also spend several minutes listening to a dripping pipe. This isn't a euphemism or anything. There is a pipe that's dripping. I guess this is the terrorist version of Chinese water torture. Before we were captured, Amir and I were embedded with the Marines' 17th Expeditionary Unit. We were getting some amazing stuff from the front lines. I was working on a feature piece from the field, and Amir was getting some beautiful photos. This story was going to be the highlight of both of our careers. The last thing I remember before my rude awakening here in the Fallujah Hyatt is that there was an explosion on the side of the road. Our Hummer was where it went boom. Things had gotten hot before the explosion, that I do remember. I don't remember anything after that. I have no idea if any of our guys are okay. Lord knows none of these monsters will tell me anything. By the way, if you're thinking Amir and I were just here for some sort of sick joyride, just one of the many perks of working out of the Middle East for the Record magazine. Off in the distance, I hear the faint sound of static, or maybe crackling. Oh God, what was that? Was that a radio? Jesus, what a time to forget every word of Arabic I ever knew. Damn it, Amir, wake up! Something's happening. What the? Come on, pull yourself together, man. It's probably nothing. Probably about to have dinner or something. Bang, bang! Shit, even I knew that wasn't in my imagination. Oh God, somebody pissed off the Emperor. This can't end well. Nobody pisses off the Emperor and lives to tell the story. I've got to say that's no longer just blood trickling down my leg. Footsteps approach. From behind is the slow opening of a heavy, creaky door. The goon that walks out wears a mask to cover his face, but he's a massive mammal. Christ, this guy has to be at least 6'4". The goon slowly makes his way over to a water hose. He fills up a metal bucket, probably 5 gallons. He's surely not going to let us get a sip, is he? Nope. With little effort, he throws the water on Amir's body. Amir snaps back to life with a start and a gulp, if only for a moment. They're still alive, boss, the hooded goon says in Arabic into a walkie-talkie. I can't speak for Amir. Water sheets off Amir's body, forming a puddle under his head. Water mixed with some bloods and maybe some other precious bodily fluids. Make sure they stay that way, says the voice on the other end of the radio, also in Arabic. I guess it's a good thing that I've got a little Arabic coming back. The goon lumbers out of the room, leaving me alone with Amir's living corpse. Is this where I'm going to die? Are my parents going to see my execution on CNN? Will I be a forgotten footnote in history? This is how I always wanted things to end. My death making international news, while my family gets to watch my head removed from my neck live on Al Jazeera. Okay, calm down. Remember Danny. Remember Danny Pearl. You're going to get out of this. You're going to be okay. During my time here, I've gotten used to choppers passing overhead, so I don't think anything of this particular one. It's strange, though. That's the second one that's passed over whatever building this is within the past couple minutes, and it was low. What's happening? I hear a lot of footsteps outside. Can I get my hopes up now? Okay, stay calm, Mason. Stay calm. The door blows open with a small charge. It doesn't make a lot of noise, but it certainly blows the back door it blows the door back with significant force. After that, something like 8 guys in tactical combat gear come storming in with surprising stealth. Weapons drawn. One comes up to me. Are you Ethan Whitehead? He says in a whisper. I nod weakly. I try to say something, but no words come out. It's okay. We're Americans. This'll all be over soon. SEALs? I don't know. I don't give a damn if they're Bluff Park police if they can help us out of here. He takes his knife and cuts my rope. I fall to the ground. It hurts, but I'm glad to have my feet back on the ground. Can you walk? He whispers to me. Not well, I whisper back. I know he can't. At this point, I don't even know if Amir is still alive. The SEAL then tells me to go outside where I'll be joined by a field medic who will get me to the helicopter. Stay as low as possible. Crawl if you can. With my left wrist killing me, I managed to make my way outside just in time for the shooting to start. And the screaming, and the pain, and the panic. The medic gets me to one of 2 awaiting choppers. There are already a couple SEALs with a chopper pilot on board this one. I'm handed a blanket and I wrap myself up. At least I'm covered this time. We gotta go, says the SEAL to the pilot. As the rotor speeds up and we lift off, the pilot screams in terror, RPG! All I can see is the onrushing nose cone of that missile. I'm frozen in fear as my death seems all but imminent. Ethan, wake up. Wake up, a soft, calming voice says. I open my eyes again. I'm in bed. I'm sweating like crazy, and my heart is pounding. Jesus, have I been running wind sprints in my sleep? Ethan, Ethan. I roll over in bed, and I see a sight for extremely sore eyes. My out-of-my-league wife, Jill, looks back at me with concern. Where am I? You're at home, darling. You're safe. Jill brushes the back of her head against hand against my face. You're perspiring like mad, and I think you were twitching. Twitching? I asked with a tremble in my voice. She simply nodded. I had the dream again. As I sit on the side of the bed, Jill calmly massages my shoulders. The missile? I gingerly nod my head. I want to speak, but nothing comes out. I'm finding myself in a state of emotional Super Bowl a lot lately. Living in my head right now should come with a black box warning. Where's the Surgeon General when you need him? Living in Ethan Whitehead's head can be hazardous to your health or sometimes fatal. And don't get me wrong, aside from being a damn good actress, my Jill is a rock star. I mean, she's not actually a rock star. I mean, have you heard her sing? Of course you haven't. That was rhetorical. I've been having these freaky dreams ever since I got back. My mind wants to relieve this over and over, and I don't know why. It's not like I enjoy being a giant exposed nerve. I also didn't like being there when I was actually there, but, circumstances. Jill flips on a bedside lamp. My eyes are temporarily blinded, but they quickly recover. I'm still sweating like a pig. She looks at me with her soft blue eyes. Her hair hangs over her shoulder in a loose ponytail. Her eyes seem almost too big for her face, but they're calming at the same time. She knows how to look into my soul better than anyone I've ever met. "Did you take your Ativan?" she asks. With hands still shaking from my ordeal, I reach into my nightstand and take out a bottle. I down the pill without any water. "You know this is going to knock me out." "You don't know that." "Yeah, baby, I do. I'm going to be back on TV back in the States tomorrow, and I've got to finish my story. I've got a damn busy day, and I'm not exactly wild about being a zombie. You'll be all right. Damn it! I'm a piping hot mess. Can't you see that?" I snap back with a venom that she didn't deserve. Jill says nothing. She looks at me softly. Why did I do that? She was only trying to help, and I tried to bite her head off. And do something, Ian. Do something, Ethan. "I'm sorry," I say. "I don't mean to bite your head off." Jill leans over to kiss me on the forehead. Try to get some rest. She flips off the light and rolls back over before she says, "You know, McTavish was helping you." "He's all right. We don't understand each other very well. Scotland and Alabama. Not in a million years was he helping me. He's Scottish, Dr. Findlay McTavish. He sounds like a cross between Fat Bastard from the Austin Powers movies and a Dana Carvey character from Saturday Night Live. If it isn't Scottish, it's crap. At least he had the decency not to wear a kilt at work. That may have been over the line of what I can handle. Or was it Mike Myers? Oh, God, now I'm not going to be able to shut that out of my mind. Yeah, this is going to be a long night. Good night." "Good night, my love," Jill says. So posh. I roll over and close my eyes. But just as I start to drift, I'm hearing that stupid SNL catchphrase in my head. "Better than RPG, I guess." The hell with it, I mutter to myself. I put on my robe and walk into the kitchen. So that's a snippet of chapter 1 of Written in the Stone. Now, that is just a little over half of chapter 1. And of course, this is going to still be available on Amazon and on team-ryan.team. And again, I just believe that the biggest regret that I have in my life right now is that I couldn't hand my dad this into his hands. So, Dad, if you're watching, hope you enjoyed it. I miss you. And I hope you're enjoying your jam session up there with George and John. I'm trying to kill Ringo before he's dead. What's wrong with me? Anyway, I love you. I miss you. And stay tuned on Facebook tomorrow for part 2 of this tribute.